Hi. So today I wanted to talk about the Vayus. The Vayus are winds that the map is usually of the human being. And whenever people are talking about it, I've never heard it like more macro, but I always think about the jet streams in the ocean the jet streams in the atmosphere and the trade winds that help move the tides around in the ocean and how the water circulates around the earth. And then also people who study the stars say that there are like winds out in the universe that really affect, I don't even know what they're seeing, but really affect everything. So these winds are represented micro, macro, macro. Anyway, Vayu, V-A-Y-U. It means wind. And there are 5 main Vayus. When you see it in a yoga book, it's going to usually look like this. There's a person. I mean, it's not really going to look like this stick figure, but you know what I mean. It usually looks, she needs longer hair. They need longer hair. It usually looks kind of blocked off. So there is a wind that blows around the head, and that is called Udana, U-D-A-N-A, Udana Vayu. There is a wind that blows around the lungs and the heart and the chest and the rib cage, and that is called Pranavayu. There is a wind that blows from the belly button down to the base of the spine. My block is a little bit off there, but you got it. It's called Udana. No, it's called, sorry, hold on. It's called Apana. And then there's a wind that overlaps both prana and apana and helps coordinate them. And that's called Samana. Samana Vayu. And then there's an overarching Vayu, and it's called Vyana Vayu, V-Y-A-N-A. Sometimes this map is called Panchavayu. Can't see that well. There we go. Sometimes this map is called Panchavayu, meaning 5 Vayus. Udana Vayu is around the head, and in many traditional maps, its force is up. Pranavayu, this one around the heart and lungs and chest, its force is also up. And Apanavayu, the wind is down. Samanavayu, also the wind is down. And then Vyanavayu is just this overarching, holding everything together. I have notes from about 200 years ago that I'll read to you, and I don't know a super lot about the Vayus. Sometimes I try to think, hello, sunshine. Hello, sunshine. I cannot coordinate my hand. Anyway. Okay, so there's 5 Vayus, and generally 2 of them go up, 2 of them go down, and 1 of them is overarching and coordinates everything. My notes are that Udana Vayu gives excellent health. It removes phlegm and improves functioning of the vocal cords. So having a good, breezy Udana Vayu, I don't know when the winds are, like, people who really love these maps, they'll say, oh, this thing is happening because that wind is too slow. That wind is lagging. or, oh, this has happened, that person is like that, or this thing happened to their physical body because their wind is too forceful. So the winds themselves can be linked to maybe issues, I guess. I don't know if I'm going in that deep on this one. Okay, so anyway, Udana around the head, excellent health by removing phlegm, improves the functioning of vocal cords. Pranavayu is the one that does everything. It helps with the functioning of making bone marrow, tendons and other tissues, muscles, and it maintains the circulation of blood. Pranavayu improves longevity. That's the heart-lung one. Improves longevity by drawing in pure air and also kindling the digestive fire. It also helps expel waste, which, do you know that fat is actually melted and leaves our body as a gas? That when I learned that, I don't know, 20 years ago, I was blown away. Because people are always like, burn it off when they're cheering me on when I'm on a stationary bicycle. That has literally never happened. Well, I mean, I've been on a stationary bicycle, but no one was cheering me on. So anyway, Pranavayu flows up and it helps also expel waste. Panchavayu gets rid of urine and fecal matter, and it also, Panchavayu makes the body agile and active. So a lot of our springiness and our mobility comes from this lowest Vayu. And Samanavayu helps with the digestion of food and it brings it to the digestive fire. So this is kind of the most common thing that I come across. My favorite map, however, is this one. Pranavayu is originating as low as the solar plexus. Let's see, there we go. Oh, now you can see my notes. Pranavayu is originating as low as the solar plexus, and it kind of has an upward draft to it. Panchavayu originates at the belly button and has a downward force to it. And then Samanavayu circulates inward and kind of disappears into nothing. I'm sure it does more than that, but I just think that's such a cool thing because we actually do like pull a carrot out of the ground, eat it, it goes inside of us, and then somehow we deal with it and it turns into us. So that's cool. So this wind is blowing inward. The digestive fire wind is actually blowing inward. And then the wind around the head is blowing outward. So thoughts and ideas and visions and everything that we make up is blowing out of, what is this? Udana Vayu. So Udana Vayu blows outward, Samana Vayu blows inward, Pranavayu is up, Apanavayu is down, and then there's still the overarching Vyanavayu that kind of holds us all together. I really love this map. I think this map is really playful and I can actually deal with it. Also, the idea that the wind is blowing out, it reminds me of some of the concepts that help us begin to grasp non-duality, where everything we see, I mean, it's almost the opposite, I guess. Everything we see is actually created within us. It's what we see. Everything we smell is actually in us. But this reminds me of that. Like, it's almost like we made it up. Here it is. I don't know if it's like that. Anyway, these are the Panchavayu, 5 Vayus, 5 main Vayus. There's also some subtle Vayus, and they're supposed to be like the little friend of one of the main Vayus. But the way they were listed in BKS Iyengar's book, Light on Ashtanga Yoga, they weren't paired up. So you might want to think about which one pairs with which. And again, this is my favorite map. So the subtle Vayus are Naga Vayu. I'm going to write them over here, and they're not going to really, you can pair them up with these later. Naga. Naga means snake. And in this case, the Naga Vayu is belching. Kurma, K-U-R-M-A. Naga is N-A-G-A. Kurma is a tortoise. You know that from Kurmasana. Kurma is for blinking. The Kurma Vayu is blinking. And also, I did trip out for a while when I first learned about the subtle Vayus at blinking being a wind and creating wind. You know, the saying that was really popular, like, I don't know, in the 90s, where it was like, you know, a butterfly flapping its wings thousands and thousands of miles away created the storm that's happening at my house, or it was some saying like that. Anyway, Kurma reminds me of that. Like, just blinking is an amazing Vayu. And then Kraka, K-R-K, K-R-K-A-K-A. Kraka is what a crow says, and Kraka is, the Vayu is sneezing. Blinking, or I'm sorry, belching, blinking, sneezing. These are the subtle Vayus. And they're supposed to line up with one of these. Devata, D-E-V-A-T-T-A. Devata Vayu is yawning. And then Dana, D-H-A-N-A. Dana Ninjaya, N-J-A-Y-A. Dana Ninjaya, and the N has a little thing over it. Dana Ninjaya is all body parts. So it's a subtle Vayu of all body parts. And then Vyana Vayu is the larger, stronger, full force wind of all body parts. Those two, I think I matched up correctly. The rest, I don't know. So, okay, so Panchavayu, 5 winds. Vayu means wind, and they are Udana for the head, Prana for the lungs and heart and chest, Apana for the belly button down, Samana for the digestive fire, and Vyana for the overarching, holding everything together. I don't know if you could see that at all. There we go, I blocked out the wind. So 5 main Vayus, Panchavayu, 5 subtle Vayus, mini Panchavayu, I don't know what they're called. Anyway, thanks. Play with these and let me know where you get with them. Also, there's another word. Can you guys see how beautiful this tree is behind me? So beautiful. Has snow all over it. And Maria sent me this word. It's apricity. I'll write it down here. A-P-R-I-C-I-T-Y. Apricity. It doesn't really have anything to do with yoga. It is an old-fashioned word that never really caught on And so a few of us are bringing it back in fashion. Apricity is the warmth of the sun in the wintertime. And I think today is a day full of apricity. So beautiful out there. We got, I don't know, 17 or 18 inches last night. Not last night, like for a whole day. It took a whole day for that to happen. Anyway, I might go for a walk and feel the apricity. I don't even know how to use that word, but I like it. All right, namaste. I love you. Thank you for coming. Thanks for being interested in all this nerdy stuff.